something, they are going to get wrath. You know, they are not supposed to be in there. They're not supposed to mess with stuff. And so that's all they know of me up until that point. But when they come in for the first time, they bring, you know, they bring such energy. They bring such enthusiasm. Now it's a quiet energy that first week. After that, they get a little too relaxed. But they bring that enthusiasm with them, which I love. But when these 8th graders get in there, I can tell you this week, they won't get off that fence. You know, we will be on that fence the whole day as we go through those speed mechanics. Now, we talked a little bit last night about the dead bug drills and the bird dog drills. That's something that we use quite a bit when we talk about these postural concepts. So if you were to come out on Tuesday to see our speed drills, those 8th graders will go wall drive, dead bug, wall drive, dead bug, maybe the bird dog, back on the wall drive. And so we're going to drill that into them so that they understand this is what we're looking for. After that, I'll let them have a little bit of fun, and we might do some chasing drills. But we're going to start out with those acceleration drills. After we've gone through that, the first thing that I want to add is I want to add that chase. I want to add that level of competition. Because we can design a movement, and they can perform it flawlessly. Then you might implement an external stimuli, and they forget everything that you do. You put them out there in the field of play, and it's like they never spent a day with you in their life. And so we've got to try and create a situation where now they're not focused on their form, but do they maintain it? Do they maintain the things that we talked about? So we'll go through these chase drills. Then we'll get to the point where we're going through some reaction drills. And this is typically with as they get to the end of their sophomore year, as we get into our junior year, we're going to use a lot of reaction drills. We're going to rely on those a little bit more. But again, we might use a partner chase where the first guy at some point is going to decide that he is going to veer off, or he's going to break down, or he's going to do one thing or another. The bad guy has to react to that. He's got to decide what he is going to do after that is made. Then again, we are going to track, record, and post everything. As we go through these drills, our 10s, 20s, 40s, flying 10s, max velocity drills, they're going to go up on social media. The biggest question I get every single week is, Coach, when do I get a post? When am I going to get a post? Well, let's do something good. Let's be exemplary, and then you'll get a post. Like, you don't get a post because you got on a foam roller. But that is what they want. You know, they want that recognition. They want the T-shirt. My football coach this year, if he wasn't a football coach, he'd be a WWE wrestler. He actually contacted the guy that makes the WWE belts, and he had a belt made for the football guys. So every week they would win that belt. They go nuts over that thing. Friday night, as soon as the game's over, we're not even off the field before they're asking, okay, who gets the belt? Who gets the belt this week? And they'll carry it around campus with them and eat lunch with it. They want to be recognized. They want to feel special. They want something different than everybody else has. So, this is how we're going to just begin to layer those movements and add that extra stimuli within it. And like I said, from year to year, we're just going to increase the drills that we're using, increase the volume that they're going through, increase the decisions that they have to make as they go through these drills. So, like I talked about in the beginning, this system works for me because of who I am and the kids that I have, okay? If I was at Monty's program, this may not be what I do, okay? This may not be the athletes that I have. If I try and implement the conjugate system with my guys on Monday, I'd be gone on Tuesday. Like, there's no way they would survive that. These kids are just not built for that. These affluent kids in uptown New Orleans are not ready for those things. If I brought out a chain, they might start crying. So I've got to know who I'm working with and how I can get the most out of them. I also need to know, we talked last night a little bit about our coaching staff and how we create buy-in. I'm 3 years in. I'm still building a program. I told my AD when I was hired on day one, you cannot rate me until my 4th year. You cannot rate me until I've had one class, their entire high school experience, and then tell me what kind of job I'm doing. But until then, no one is going to know. And so, from that standpoint, you know, when I first walked in, I talked to the coach and I said, listen, what offense do you run? What have you done up to this point? What are our strong points? What are our weak points? My best attribute was humility. I've got to be humble. I've got to say, okay, I may not know what's going on here, so help me understand what you're trying to do and how I can help you. You know, they're coaches just like we are. Sometimes our egos get in the way. We want to feel like the most important person in the room sometimes. So sometimes I'll stoke that ego just to make sure that I can get those kids as long as I need them and be able to implement the drills that I want to implement with them. But like I said, I feel like the most important thing is to figure out who you have, what you're able to do with them, and how we can get the most out of each of them. That's it. Thanks, guys.